As we say, good evening and welcome to tonight's live stream of our homebrew D&D campaign, The Darkness of Amon'Gul, a high fantasy campaign set in the continent of Creydor. We are the Conduits of Chaos, a bunch of D&D and gaming enthusiasts from Wales, and in tonight's episode we'll rejoin our adventurers in Ironwater Village as they prepare to head off into the Iron Hills in search of the Bugbear and Goblin camp responsible for the recent raids on the town. But before we crack into tonight's action and recap of last session, just a quick thank you, as always, to our supporters. If you are new to the channel or just tuning in, please check out all of our past episodes, all available on our Twitch and YouTube channels. And if you do like what you see, please do hit that subscribe button while you are there. Links are all in the channel description below. Yeah, so we're back to a full house tonight. It's nice to see everybody back. How are we all doing? Nice to see you, Broderson. We've missed your accents.
Perfect, he's muted.
Be back.
His accent seems to have changed since last session.
Yeah, every session it changes. Sometimes in the session.
Yeah. So yeah, I think quite a lot has happened over the last few episodes while you've been away, Broderson. A lot of our peers we were just catching up on before we started, and yeah, I think there's probably a few holes for the group to close beyond the recap of today's session. So I'm sure they'll be more than happy to fill you in. So yeah, I think with that, shall I just jump into last session's recap? Because we're starting a little bit later today. Sorry, everyone. Some issues, but yeah, I'll go into the recap, and if there's anything anybody feels they want to fill anybody in on, please do so. So, at the start of the last session, you found yourselves at the docks of Ironwater Town, having had a short chat with the local dwarven dockmaster, Balin Stonefist, and having briefly met your captain for the voyage the following day, Captain Althea. With a day to kill ahead of you, though, you took the opportunity to head to the local alehouse, the Rusty Hook, but not before Drent reached out once again to Scomron via the sending spell, informing him of Olga's message regarding the secret texts which Grizz's order perhaps hold the key to. He responded in kind, saying he'd investigate, but feels he is being watched and would need to take some precautions. So, with the message sent, you headed off to the Rusty Hook, where you, as you walked in, noticed a familiar face, the drunken dwarf you'd encountered on your way back to the docks, that Drent had given a gold piece to, as he directed you to Balin. And he was there buying rounds for the entire bar, somewhat wealthy, I guess, in that moment. And yeah, in a moment of introducing and sort of drunken conversation, this is where you discovered that Drent actually had an ale named after him. Drent the Dragon Slayer Ale, or Drent's Dragon's Fire, as they were calling it. On the tap, there was a crudely drawn image of Drent, or a bard, I guess, because it was that bad, standing on a sort of slayed dragon with a lute resting on its head. And this ale seemed to give the drinker a great feeling of strength, but also some dizzying effects, which, in an odd twist of fate, Drent felt the full force of, while the rest of you seemed to be alright. But yeah, with, I guess, ego inflated, and for some, somewhat dizzy as well, you enjoyed lunch and local drinks, courtesy of the innkeepers Grimgar and Wilfreda, who were happy to have celebrities in their tavern. And you even thought this potentially a nice place to bed down for the evening, going off on tangents about pillow quality, ratings, and even Lovak's travel guide. Yeah, so Drent, feeling the dizzying effects, tried to compose himself. He just didn't seem to be able to take anymore, so opted for some shadow root tea to help steady him out. as he sat there quietly, meanwhile Cathbad had overheard a dwarf speaking of a rare shadow steel ore vein that he'd found in the Iron Hills, which he later opted to fund the business venture to a sum of 50 gold in exchange for future returns to the Adventurers Guild, which was quite a selfless act, I thought. So also you realised after having accumulated a few items along your adventures, you also took the time to look through these to see if they were useful to one another. So as you looked through them, I think you pulled out the whip, the wrappings, bowstone. I think that was it. Yeah, and the bowstone, I believe you thought would be quite useful for a non-caster, and gave that to Lovac, loaded with. Did you put Bane, Disguise Self, and Gift of Alacrity? I think it was. Sound about right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I put Bane in it, and I think Drent put the other two in. So.
Cool. Yeah, so I don't think you really decided on what to do with the other items. I think the whip you potentially thought might be interesting for Broderson, who wasn't here, but one for you to maybe pick up again, or send over to Broderson to check. But yeah, so all fed and watered, and thoroughly relaxed or dizzy. You headed over to Gorn's to discuss the crafting of your items. So the previous episode, you'd loaned some of your relics and precious items for Gorn to sort of inspect and learn from, and in exchange, he knocked off quite a bit of pricing, didn't he, for some of your magical items. So you went back there to discuss crafting those. Grizz, you went to the crafting, to the general store first, I think, to pick up some blasting powder, which Thea sorted out for you from the mining guild. But yeah, while at Gorn's place, you had a bit of a roll off to see what order the items were created, and I think Drent, you lucked out, didn't you? your item is still in the craftsmanship phase. Maybe something for you to pick up on your return. But I think for the rest of you, you all managed to get your orders in that would hopefully be delivered by the next morning before your ship was set to depart. So yeah, following some time at Gorn's, you headed back to the guild hall, and had a chat with Lotus. He gave you 4 greater healing potions. I'm not sure who put those in their backpack from the guild supplies. But yeah, following that, I don't think you really spoke about too much and opted for an early night as you had to get up for the boat the next morning. So as you sort of bedded down for the night, most of you successfully, other than Drent, who found his sleep disturbed as he encountered a shadow-like creature lurking in his room, staring at him and approaching him slowly, and uttering whispers of Trent, and various things. So yeah, whilst reaching out for your rapier, you realise you also hadn't picked up your spell focus, so you couldn't really cast any spells initially. You did end up doing a sending spell to Lovac for him to come in and help you out. So yeah, you had a big hairy Lovac smashing through the door to see what was going on, but couldn't see anything, and seemed to be something that only your mind was seeing. And yeah, as Lovac sort of disappeared and the light left the room, you noticed the creature had come back, and this is where you cottoned on to it perhaps being something to do with the light itself. So you cast one of your light orbs, and yeah, again the creature seemed to disappear. So you scuttled off to have a chat with Lotus, who figured out you'd drunk some what was it called, shadow root tea, and yeah, that seemed to cause some hallucinations, perhaps I don't know, your mind playing tricks on you from what you'd learned from the goblins. Who knows? Or something in your past. So yeah, after figuring that out, you lit a candle and managed to get a nice night's sleep. So waking up the next morning, you all got up and had a brief conversation with Lotus, and headed over to Gorn's to pick up your items. And as you arrived, you'd found him in the final stages of crafting an item. So he was there clanging and tapping away at what appeared to be a blade in the forge. And as he pulled it out and dipped it into some nearby water, a sort of dull looking blade slowly began to gleam, and it had this golden and green hue to it, and etched with these glowing runes. And that's where he looked over to Lovak and told you that this was your sword and the final piece that he was crafting. He then looked over to Cathbad and handed him a fused version of his 2 rings that you had given. Again, glistening with gold and jasith, with a sort of vein-like appearance running through it, which he said glows when you're in extreme cold. So yeah, protecting you, seemingly useful for going to the mountains with. And then yeah, to Grizz as well. You had some braces fashioned in a design from the ancient relics of Digdarum. So it was 2 sets of dwarven runes like serpents, which wrapped their way around your arm, and one end of it had a circlet engraved with an owl, which is your order's mark, and on the other end a circlet with a carving of a decorative turtle. Again, the runes sort of glowing with a golden jacinth and almost having like this force field like effect across your arm. So different light, you see either the skin or this glow of this golden jacinth. So yeah, we're having worked through the whole of the day before and all through the night to try and get as many of these items for you as he could. Gorn was very much in need of some rest, so handed your items off to you, said he would get the rest delivered to you or you could pick them up. He said he'd work with Lotus for that, but yeah, left you to depart towards the docks, and that's where we'll pick up tonight's session. So following your arrival in Ironwater and having done some shopping, you find yourselves arriving at the docks, having just collected your weapons from Gorn the blacksmith. It's early morning and the sun is only just starting to break the horizon on the western side of Creydor. And as you approach the docks, Barlin and the crew of the Golden Gull are just there busy finishing off the last of the loading. As Barlin spots your approach and shouts over, morning to y'all! How are we?
Ship shape.
Aye, ready for a day's adventure, aye?
We are.
Ah! See, that's why they write stories about you, Drent.
Well, make sure they leave out the one about the stupid tea I drank last night.
Oh, aye. What's that?
I don't even want to talk about it.
Aye, one of those
something.
teas, was it?
Yeah,
Oh, shadow root.
that's the one.
Aye.
Kept me up all night.
Some interesting hallucinations from those teas. Sometimes they're good, sometimes they're bad.
Is there much of a market for teas that make you hallucinate?
Well, this world is full of all wacky kind of foods and drinks, isn't it, Grizz?
It sure is.
You never know sometimes. It's best to ask, right?
Yeah.
I'm guessing
You never
you
seem
weren't
to learn that.
familiar with that tea then, Drent.
No, lesson learned. So far, all the alcohol has been, shall we say, surprising and then the regular drinks have been fine, but somehow managed to get me.
Did you have any
the
like
alcohol's the
visions?
keenest.
Did you have any visions of the future or anything, Trent?
No, but I did get a unusual image of Lovak coming into my room in his pants last night, so that's gonna stick with me for a while.
He called out for me in the night. It was strange.
Come in his pants with his swords, just ready to kill anything.
I thought you were in danger, my friend.
So did I. Stupid T.
Hey, well, we've got some more on board if you want some on the journey.
I'll pass, thank you. Is the boat ready to go?
Aye, we're almost there. Obviously, I'm not going with you, but we're almost loaded. I think I've seen Captain Althea around somewhere.
Has Broderson came aboard yet? Or are we waiting on him?
Broderson?
Other
here,
party
Durin.
member? Does he just appear behind me?
Yeah, he just literally appears behind you, and as you turn around to look at him, obviously, you disappeared yesterday in typical Broderson fashion. You do notice he's got a bit of a shiner.
And I thought I had a rough night.
Oh, Trent, don't ask.
Did you make somebody try some of your cooking, Broderson?
Or they tasted some of my cooking, all right.
Oh. Are they in a worse position than you are?
They wouldn't know.
Oh.
That's how bad their position is.
Did you
Okay.
make any money out of it, though, Broderson?
No, but a few friends might come in handy down the way.
It's even better than money.
Is that what you've been thinking? Whilst we've been talking this morning, Trent?
No, I'll be honest. I thought you'd gone to put those famous cooking skills, in action to make yourself a bit of coin on the side.
Can make
I
a
thought
better root tea for you.
you'd gone to get a refund on your cooking training.
Sorry, Grizz.
I know it's difficult when you're on the road and everything, but it'd be nice if we had a nice meal cooked one time.
I'll abstain from cooking for you in the future.
I thought the eel when last time was fantastic, Broderson.
Quite the delicacy, that eel.
I mean, Broderson, I know I can be quite critical, but I have got you a gift.
Oh, Grizz, what have you got?
I went to the general store and got some herbs and spices. And I hand him the package of herbs and spices.
Ah, that's fantastic. Thank you, Grizz. I'll keep cooking for you. I'll try to improve.
Yeah, it's just when we eat moss, that's the only time I really have a problem with it, Broderson. But I thought you'd appreciate those.
I do. Thank you, Grizz. Anyone want breakfast?
I think we just had breakfast.
We had breakfast before we left, yeah. We've been up and shopping and everything and all sorts.
I'm sorry I missed breakfast.
Well,
Maybe they'll do some on the ship, or maybe you can use the ship's galley to cook yourself some if they
yeah,
have one.
you gotta have a galley.
It's nothing special. I've seen it.
Can I take a look at the spices and see the herbs and spices and see what's inside?
Grizz had them, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I've handed them to you. Yeah, you can take a look at them. I just said, can you give me all the things that would help somebody cook better when they're on the road, basically? So
Okay.
I don't know if
Yes.
there's anything you can poison Drent with or anything like that. Like,
Poison Drent? Why, I never dream of such a thing.
So yeah. I mean, you look at the bag and you see it's various spices that don't seem to be like anything out of the ordinary from spices that you're not aware of.
Okay, cool.
All right then. Do you want to get on the boat then, and we'll be heading off in the next 10 minutes.
Ben, do you want to?
I'm just glad you're here early. Otherwise, Althea would have just sailed off without you. Just saying.
Trent, do you want to inspect the ship before we get on it? Just make sure it's ship shaping up to your standards.
I already have Grizz. It's a fantastic vessel. It's really going to get us there fast, and the captain's fantastic. So I'll sit back, relax, and watch a master at work.
Yeah, okay, that sounds good.
Anchors away. Let's go, Balin.
All right. Well, safe journey to you all. I'll hopefully see you back at some point.
Oh, quick, Grizz. It's good luck to give him a gold. I haven't got any on me. You couldn't give him one, could you?
If it's going to be good luck, I chuck him a gold.
Yes.
Do you want to give me a sleight of hand check, please? See how well you flip this coin.
Oh my god. There's always that little gap, isn't there?
Alright.
21.
So yeah, like in a perfect sort of spin from your fingers, this coin just goes straight into Balin's hand.
Yeah.
Aye, thank you. Farewell.
Why is that a lucky thing to do, Trent?
Just something that always happened when I was on my ship. I always tipped the captain a gold.
And did you have the gold on you then when that happened?
Well, no, because I was part of the crew. The crew don't tip the dockmaster. The people going on the ship do.
Oh, okay. Sounds a bit unusual, but it's just a gold. I've got lots of gold, so.
Yeah, that's it.
You seafaring folk have got some strange traditions, right?
Oh yeah. Sometimes they think you have a curse, and then they've got to dunk you underwater for 3 hours and see if you survive. And if you survive, then you haven't got the curse. I'm only joking with you, Grizz.
Okay, that's fine, because, like, I don't think anybody could survive 3 hours underwater.
There are some races that can.
Unless they were wild shaped into a shark or something.
I was just going to say, Kath, but you could turn me into a giant turtle if that happens, right?
Do you think we'll see many sea creatures on our journey, Trent? Do you think there's much in this river? Or the lake, maybe?
It's interesting. Probably not, but we might. Because it's full of rust, you never know. Could even see a rust monster, maybe.
Yikes. I don't want to come across one of those too soon.
Be interesting to know if this is where they come from.
Yeah.
And, more of that seaweed that... Which one of you really liked that seaweed that we went through? Is it you, Cathbad?
Seaweed. I can't remember.
From Ironwater Lake. One of us ended up getting caught by it. And then Grizz.
Oh yeah. I was grabbed by it, wasn't I? Yeah, that's the thing. I'm like all this talk of rust monsters is then that it's worrying me. I'm not really. The water is not my forte.
If there's rust monsters, does that mean I shouldn't put my new braces on yet?
I'm sure they'll be fine. the gods are with us, I'm sure they wouldn't do anything like that. Like get us all these magical items and then take them away.
That would be pretty bad if that happened.
It would.
Come on board then. And you just hear this voice of a stout dwarf at the top. Hey, first mate Roderick Stonehelm. Welcome aboard the Golden Gull.
Cheers, Rodney. Always a pleasure.
It's Rodnick.
Ah, sorry. Thought you said that.
If you want to call me anything, you call me Rodders, but that's my friends.
Certainly, Rodnick.
What was your surname again, sorry, Rodnick?
Stonehelm.
Thank you. Pleasure to meet you.
Yeah, and he's
We're your
go on.
are we your only passengers today, or do you have others?
No, we mainly carrying supplies up to Caldern. We don't tend to take much in the way of passengers that way. Typically the journey straight from Kendif goes straight up to Caldern and up to Kazakh. We drop the passengers off on Caldern, of course. But no, it's just yourselves today.
Are you aware we are planning on stopping a few miles east of here?
Yes, we've been briefed.
Lovely.
So it'll be my job to get you there safely.
Do you ever see any rust monsters?
I've seen my fair few of rust monsters. Nothing I can't handle. The ship's made of wood after all. Why? Why'd you ask?
Brent's been saying that we might see some rust monsters, and we just got some really nice new things.
Well, just don't drop them overboard then, eh?
Good idea.
Keep your arms and legs inside the ship and then nothing will go wrong.
Is that our safety briefing?
It's probably as much as you're gonna get.
If you want to be really safe, Grizz, they might let you go up in the crow's nest and then you'll be really far from them.
Well, you'll have to ask Helga or Isabella about that one. But they take their duties very seriously. So best that you don't interrupt my crew.
I don't want to go and spend time with people who take things really seriously. No, thank you.
You're better off heading down to the mess hall with Dorian. Bit of a joker. Make you laugh. Probably keep you comfortable on your way.
That sounds good to me.
Alright then. Get on board. Best to sit at the back. Stay away from us. Paid to do a job.
What does the boat look like, Mike?
Oh, well, knowing your sailing prowess, you'll know exactly this, right?
Yeah, definitely.
It's not a large sailing vessel. They do have larger sailing vessels come up and down these shores because the river systems, there's various wind systems, and if not, they can be magically sourced to get up the river systems. So these networks of rivers and lakes can actually get you onto the coast, but the main vessels that seem to travel along this route are from Kendif on the side of the western side of the lake to Ironwater on the eastern side, and then up the Rusty River, to Caldern. So a lot of the materials from Kazakh, which is one of the larger dwarven cities, a lot of it goes to Caldern to come down the river into Kendif. It's the safest route. So yeah, this ship is a I didn't do my research in terms of ship sizes. But yeah, it has 3 mainsails. So yeah, quite large. But yeah, it crews around 20 people, but doesn't seem to be that many crew on you.
Okay. Sit back and chill out then.
One thing you may have noticed, there are some cannon ports.
It's probably for the goblins and the other bugbears low back.
To fire them out? Do you mean?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I can't imagine they'd have any ship-to-ship warfare here, so I would imagine it's for shooting stuff that's coming down off the goblin ranges.
I see. What's the accuracy like on these things?
Well, if you ask our gunners, pretty good. I've never known them to miss a shot.
That's quite the claim.
That is bold.
You keep it a keen eye to see how it all works.
Why, you hoping it will come into some trouble?
Well, pretty boring so far.
Alright then, well, make yourselves comfortable. We're gonna be heading off shortly.
How long will it take?
To get you to your stop,
Yeah.
half a day's journey at least.
Seems reasonable.
Which is why we're leaving so early as well. This wasn't set to leave till late morning, but Lotus paid well for us to deliver you upriver. So we advanced our plans. Much to the dismay of some who have a headache after some serious drinking last night. Rumours of people spending coin to give free ale.
Oh, they went to the Rusty Hook, did they?
Mm-hmm.
Then I'm sure they were fine. Fine people.
Aye, well if any of their shots are off today, if needed, that's probably your fault then, eh, Drent?
Certainly.
I
At
don't think
least
they
they're
should be
happy.
drinking shots. I think they should give the shots a miss.
Alright. Is there anything else you need now before I get this ship underway?
Where's the best place to have a good view?
Crow's nest.
Other than the crow's nest. For
You
the
see there?
passengers.
You see there? The side of the boat.
Yeah,
Okay.
I was gonna say I'm gonna prop myself up against the side of the boat and kind of just grip tightly because I'm not that comfortable in the water, but kind of just keep an eye over the edge and see what's in the water.
I'm gonna go port side, somewhere near the front, to keep a lookout and just see what interesting things are coming up across the bottoms of the mountain ranges.
Don't think front is a nautical term, is it?
No, but it's was it halved and something?
Fore and aft.
4.5. There you go.
Yeah. I've been reading sailing terms while this has been going on.
Amazing. Okay. Alright, so yeah, the crew seem to just go about their business. Yeah, you see Roderick head off to the front, and yeah, talk to Captain Althea, who you see is up on the quarter deck. They're just preparing the ship to depart as well, and then you see some others sort of manning the rigs above and sorting out the sails. As yeah, you hear the call to depart as the ship anchor is raised, and you start to feel the ship move away from the port. So as you set off from Ironwater Town, you leave the sounds of the bustling docks behind you as the lake begins to open up ahead, revealing a serene and view of the surrounding trees and mountains, which seem to be reflecting from the calm waters of the lake in front of you. The crew around busily carrying on with their duties as though seasoned veterans. It just looks effortless, as Trent will be well aware of, as you see Captain Althea standing atop the quarterdeck, looking out towards the mountains in the distance.
Trent, is it okay to talk to the captain when is it like when you get a carriage and it says, don't talk to the driver while it's in motion, or can you talk to the captain?
No, I'm sure you'll be fine as long as you're respectful. She doesn't seem like the type to suffer fools, so I would probably not go trying to wind her up too much. She might send you down below. Get there.
Trent, why would somebody who doesn't suffer fools have a problem with me going and introducing myself?
I'm sure you'll figure it out, Chris. It's more your charming wit and love for authority I was meaning.
Okay, yeah, I don't like that. I
No.
don't like authority, no. No, I don't want to go and speak to the captain. Probably best I don't.
Well, I thought you might end up insulting her in some way if she starts trying to tell you what to do.
I was thinking that would be something you would be good at, though, because you know all the sea stuff, right?
No, she's clearly busy. Maybe Broderson would like to have a chat with her.
Broderson looks over at Trent and then looks back to his blade that he's sharpening on the side.
You all do notice as Broderson's sharpening his blade that these seem to be some nicer looking cooking utensils that you've not noticed before.
Oh, Broderson, where'd you get those from? Is that how you ended up with the eye? You're muted,
The
Broderson.
same ones, the blacksmith just sharpened them up a little for me. But thank you very much for noticing.
Why are you sharpening him now, then, if the blacksmith's just done it?
So,
There's always something suspicious when you disappear, Broderson. I'm just saying, You come back, you got a black eye.
Don't know what you mean.
Sorry, Broderson. I don't mean to put you on the spot. It's just, I just get this sense with you that I just don't know the half of what you're about.
He's very mysterious, isn't he?
Yeah, it's like the exact opposite of me, because there's nothing mysterious about me.
Is that a bad thing?
Well, we've been on the road a long time together, and now we're in a boat, and that's another level, isn't it? Like, it's one thing being on the road with somebody, it's another thing being on a boat.
I'd just like to keep you on your toes.
Well, if that's your objective, you're doing really well at it.
Thank you, Grace. I'll take that as a compliment.
Maybe Captain Althea could tell you more about what we might see on the shores, on the banks, whether there's any rust monsters or more.
Do you think she wouldn't mind being disturbed? I wouldn't mind getting a bit of knowledge in the bank just to be prepared for anything.
No, I think that would be a good idea.
I think if anybody was going to do it, Cathbad, it should probably be you, really, right? You're the person I trust the most with dealing with people in authority, at the very least.
Okay, Mike, say that we're in the middle of the boat and I've gone to the edge. Where is the captain in relation to where we are?
So the quarterdeck, as I mentioned, is the bit that's raised just above the captain's quarters, where the wheel usually is.
She's at the wheel.
She's up. She's not on the wheel because that's where the Roderick guy, dwarf, has gone. So
Okay.
she's next, just looking over at the distance.
So I'm going to basically kind of keep holding the side of the boat and edge over to the quarterdeck. Like when you're trying to skate and you've never skated before and you're sort of hiding onto the edge. And then I'm going to sort of, it's like a ladder, isn't it, to go out there? So I'm going to sort of head up there, but with hands on it, like, and then sort of just, poke my way over to where the captain is and just, excuse me, Captain. We've come across some nasty surprises and a wide range of creatures on our travels up to this point.
As you're talking, she puts her hands up, like her finger up, like as in, stop talking.
Sorry.
And she just continues to stare out towards the mountains. And about 5 seconds, 10 seconds passes by, and it feels super awkward at this moment.
I'm feeling that secondhand, don't worry.
But then she turns to you and it's like, yeah, so who are you then?
Hi, Captain. My name's Cathbad. I'm one of the druid folk. I'm just trying to get my sort of bearings of where we are. Do you know these waters well?
Do I know these waters well?
Yeah. Do you know what? If there's anything that lurks within them?
I've sailed these waters, my druid friend, for the last 15 years of my life.
Ah, very, very good. So you must have a lot of expertise of navigating these. Have you ever been attacked by any monstrosities? Or
As you ask that question, Roderick, who's standing on the wheel next to you, just bursts out laughing. What a question to ask. She looks at her. Ignore him. He's a bit of a rod. A little bit stuck up. But he's my best first mate that I could ask for. But yes, he takes his job too seriously sometimes. As she looks over, is like, Dorian! And she hits the ground like with her foot. It's like, bring some drinks up for everyone. Let's add a bit of liveliness to this journey. And that's why I said I was just looking to the distance just to make sure that the weather isn't going to turn on us unexpectedly, but we look like we're set for a good trip upriver.
okay, well, I'm glad you think that. I just wanted to get some forewarning if there's anything dangerous in this water. Some of the things we've seen and some of the surprises that we've come up against, you wouldn't believe. So, yeah, okay. So you think we'll be safe?
Octopus,
Giant
bugbears,
octopus?
goblins, rust monsters.
Wait, so there are rust monsters?
Giant eel. I'm
So
talking
there
about
are.
a giant eel.
So there are giant eels in this river?
Well, there's been reports of one at least, which I believe I've seen.
Okay. I'm gonna keep my eyes peeled for tentacles and slimy looking things in the water. Thanks for the heads up.
Sure. So what brings you on your journey?
Well, we're on a very important quest. It's taken us off of this very plane. We've seen some sights, and we're I don't know how much to say at this point, but let's just say that we're trying to bring back some good into the continent of Creydor.
Yeah, I mean, in the last year alone, I've seen more strange things happen upon this lake and rivers than I've seen in the last 30 years of sailing.
Ah, great. We came at the right time then, didn't we? Maybe,
You should try sailing the coastal waters. They're even worse.
I hope you'll forgive
Giant
me if...
sea beasts.
I hope you'll forgive me if I don't think this journey might go smoothly as you might think, but no. Forewarned is forearmed, as they say. And I kind of just lean back over to the edge at this point and sort of grip the sides and just start looking in.
Well, nice to have you on board anyway. I heard you're here to dispose of some of the hobgoblins, goblins, bugbears that attacked the town but yesterday.
Yeah, we have some form for fighting off these scoundrels and creatures that will cause harm. So hopefully we can help out.
Great. Well, why don't you bring your friends up here too? Dorian will bring us some drinks.
Okay. I'm just gonna sort of walk to the front of the quarter deck and just sort of wave at everyone to get their attention. Come on, come up here, everyone. Come on. We've got some drinks. I don't think it's shadow root tea, so I think we're okay. And then I'm gonna just sort of sit down against the side and just grab my drink and just chill out for a bit. Sort of look into the water while every so often.
Well, why didn't you? So Dorian comes up with an assortment of drinks on a tray. Dorian seems to be you can already see he's bouncing around, but he's a sort of smallish dwarf. He's got a fiery red beard, and he's known as the ship's cook and supplier. And he just comes up with a tray of drinks. Ah, yeah, come on then! Who'd like some drinks? Who'd like a joke with those drinks? Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah? You want a joke? What's your name? What's your name?
Grizz.
Grizz. I've got a joke for you. Why don't sailors shower before they walk the plank?
I don't know.
Because they'll wash up on shore anyway.
Do people actually walk the plank? Is that a thing?
Well, need to feed the giant sea eel thing something, right? Did you like that one? How about another one? Why did the sailor bring a ladder to the party? Because he heard the drinks were on the house.
I must say, it's probably going to take me a bit more time to get used to this nautical humour.
I think you need some drinks.
Trent, is it normally like this on a boat?
Yes, this is what we do to pass the time. Wait till they start telling you the stories of the monsters they've killed.
Why didn't you tell them if that comes up? Why didn't you tell them about the dragon you killed, Trent?
Dragons, they don't get seen in the water mostly. I could tell them the time I saw a juvenile reaper leviathan though. Out on the shores when I was on my ship, but we got away thankfully.
How did you know it was a juvenile? Did they have a high-pitched voice?
I think the larger ones are much, much larger.
Okay.
Have a drink. As Dorian, there's randomly coloured drinks. Please help yourself.
Dorian, we have to go fighting at some point today. Are these drinks going to have any weird effects on us that is going to impair our ability to do anything?
It's only for the next hour or so. It just helps with this boring part of the journey.
Okay. And I grab one and drink it.
So, D6. So, fine one. It's like a little blue colour.
Blue for the ocean, eh?
Mm-hmm. It's actually called Calm Waters.
Pardon?
It's called Calm Waters. It's
calm.
It's a special of mine.
It tastes lovely.
Yeah, and as you drink it, you just get this sort of serene sense of peace and tranquility wash over you that almost takes you back to when you were sailing on a boat yourself, and you just feel totally relaxed and calm, and actually you feel the wisest you've felt in a long time. It's actually boosted your wisdom for the next hour.
Oh yeah. That's really, really good. Do you make that?
Yeah. Gotta get a lot of time to spend on the boat.
Wow,
So
I am
I learn how
very
to craft
impressed.
different things.
Can I buy a bottle of it from you?
Ooh. We'll see how much I've got downstairs.
Okay.
Maybe. Of course. You can have as much as you like. How about the rest of you?
No, thank you.
No?
I abstain.
Anyone else like a drink?
Just water will be fine.
Yeah, water for me, please.
I'm gonna have a drink because I'm thinking like we're turning down hospitality here, so I'll take one of your weird drinks. They'll probably have a weird effect on me.
And you get this slightly... Oh, have this one. And it's a slightly yellowy orange one. It's like, that's a good one. I think you're the type of person that will appreciate this. I saw that little smile when I made those jokes.
Oh, great! And I drink it.
And yeah, you just feel almost like this bit of energy go through you, and it's that one's called that's called the Sailor's Whip. Yeah, it'll whip you right into a fun mood. And
I'm always in a fun mood.
as you as you drink it again, your mind starts to become a little bit more clear, but you start to like any blockers you have in your head seem to just go away, and yeah, you get advantage on anything charisma based for the next hour or so.
Althea,
Hello.
can you make the boat go a bit faster?
Dictated by the wind, dear name,
Riz?
dear Grizz.
I'm surprised you had to ask. Everyone knows who I am.
If you say so.
Yeah, okay, I'm just gonna leave it there. No.
Are you a big deal around here?
I'm a pretty big deal.
I can't say I've heard of your name before.
Unbelievable. Let's get off this boat. It's being crewed by absolute amateurs. Let's find a boat where people know who we are. Drent over there, he killed a dragon.
I mean, we've all heard of Drent.
Oh. Oh. I storm off in a huff.
It's alright, Chris. You just have to kill that eel when we see it.
Yeah.
That'll get you some rep amongst these sea-going folk.
Shall we ditch what we're doing and just go off and hunt this
Go
eel?
eel hunting. Yeah, haven't we got good eel killing techniques? Scale up, right?
How big are your
Yeah.
hands?
Yeah, and then we take it as a trophy, and then take his head as a trophy.
Like some have sharp teeth.
This eel is bigger than this boat.
I think we could probably take it.
You'd have to encounter it again, though.
Maybe as glorious as that would be, I'd probably prefer not to face it right now, to be honest. Especially in not in a firm ground.
It's like one of those hidden monsters. I think it's got more. If I hadn't seen it for myself, I wouldn't have believed the tales. But it exists. It didn't attack the boat, though.
I don't think I'm really feeling the effects of this drink much, by the way. Maybe I should have another one.
There is another one on the tray.
No, I don't think anybody deserves that.
Excellent. Well, yeah, just if you want some drinks, Dorian, I'll sort you out. But we should be at your destination for your drop-off in the next few hours. So
That sounds great. Can I have a go at steering the boat, please?
well, seeing as you said it so politely, do you want to give me a charisma check, a performance check, or something? A persuasion.
Um,
Hang on.
persuasion
With advantage. Yeah.
Persuasion with advantage, right? Yeah, okay.
And she looks like for a moment like, and like Roderick is there like shaking his head no, and she's like, what is? Told you he's a bit stiff. So yes, crack on there, Grizz. Take control of
Fantastic.
the helm.
And I try and hold it steady, and I'm looking around just so
So you
that they
feel,
know.
yeah,
you know.
like a little bit of pressure as this sort of
Yeah.
moving back and forth, but you seem to be holding your grip.
Ah, I'm piloting the ship, everyone. That was fun. You can have it back now, and I just walk away.
And as you walk away, you don't hand it back to Rodders.
Yeah, exactly.
And suddenly it just starts to spin. And as Rodders grabs it, and it's like he looks at you. Oh, for God's sake! Right, can you all get away from the helm, please? I have a ship to command you. Yeah. And Althea just looks again like, yeah, don't worry about it. But feel free to to make yourselves comfortable. We'll let you know when we are ready to drop you off.
So, when we get there, do we have much of a plan for what we're going to do next?
I'm gonna either go in and talk, I'm gonna go in and fuck shit up. It's up to Lovak which one. I think we're gonna try and sneak in stealthily though, while the main force of the town is to the front.
Yeah,
We enter
that-
the rear.
That's
That's
what I
it.
thought, yeah.
Yeah, that's as much of a plan as I thought we had. Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, you're right, Drent. Lovak, you have the strategic mind for this situation, right? Because of your experience. So I think, we should we should go with your instincts on anything, any smaller decisions along the way, right?
Yeah, just I think we need to, go for the head honcho as soon as possible. Everyone else will fall in line when that head is chopped off.
Does that mean you'd be in charge though if you did that, Lovak?
Mike, from the intel that Lovak got, was Grupan like there or not?
You don't know.
Okay.
You know that this, from the intel that you got from the goblins that you tortured, you know that this is a camp. You know the clans, they don't tend to live down with the dwarves and humans and stuff. They live in the mountains, so...
Safe to say Grupan's not there then?
Your instinct would be no. Yeah.
Cool. I doubt it. I think that they would retreat back to the mountains once the leader has been slayed, I suppose. Let's go with slayed. Because Grupan wouldn't be part of this outgoing force.
Are there going to be any people there, do you think, that you would recognise?
Possibly. There might be some awkward encounters. I did leave after all. They may want to teach me a lesson. Yes.
Well, as somebody who never learns their lesson, I'm there to back you up so that you don't have to.
That's great to hear, thank you. You could call me a nice bugbear, I suppose. A nice guy. Nice bugbears always finish last, right? That was terrible. But you get the gist.
Okay. Anything else you want to talk about on your way? As you're sort of taking in the views around you? Which is quite captivating, by the way.
Can I roll to see if I spot anything in the water?
Sure. Give me, if you're specifically looking an investigation, otherwise a perception if it's more general.
Yeah, it's just a general. Just look at the water. Oh, where's my window gone? I can't see what I rolled now.
20. So you're using your best rolls now, yeah? We know how your rolls go.
Yeah, that's it. On a downward slope.
So as you look around, like, as the one thing that's clear is how beautiful it is. You look at the lake and you just see, even though it's quite murky, the water has like a glisten on it that just bounces off and mirrors the Goblin Mountain ranges ahead of you, and even parts of the Iron Hills to your east. But yeah, the weather's calm. You start to see that opening of the Rusty River ahead of you, but you don't notice anything.
Okay, so I sort of just start thinking, alright, maybe this will be smooth sailing.
Other than some fish that are blobbing up the top of the Rusty River.
What kind of fish?
Just like some small trout.
Okay.
Anything else? No? Okay.
No.
So yeah, as you're sort of there, just then, I guess, all generally having a bit of a chit chat. You continue to sail towards the mouth of the Rusty River. The scenery seems to change to a more rugged and untamed landscape as the water here flows heavier than it did as you just come from, as the river flows into the eastern part of the lake. And for as far as the eye can see, the river seems to track and wind its way through the foothills of the Goblin Ranges to your northeast, where you now see their towering peaks in all of their glory as they sort of looming over you. And yeah, you see the peaks now starting to be shrouded in mist, and the occasional glimpse of a waterfall cascading down a rocky cliff face. And in contrast, as you look to the other side of the ship, to the southeast, you see the smaller iron hills rising up ahead of you, almost creating a natural barrier between where you now know you need to go to, where you are now and where you need to go to. And they seem to be covered in dense forests and outcroppings of sort of jagged rock, which cut their way through the land. And here, as you sort of enter the delta as it approaches into the lake, the sound of the waves against the boat is replaced by the sound of the sails flapping above your head as the wind seems to just suddenly intensify, as it now seems to channel down and like a funnel through the mountains trapped between the Iron Hills on the one side and the Goblin Ranges on the other, and starts to propel the ship up against the current and the natural flow of the river. Are you all sort of gazing out, looking out?
I'm looking up towards the mountain ranges.
Okay, so for anybody who's just sort of taking all this in and looking various sides, do you want to give me a perception check, please?
Yep.
I'm just staring at the water, so I'll leave the checks to others.
Some good rolls. Says as Drent rolls a 2. Oh, Grizz.
How about that one?
Yeah, so Drent and Grizz, you seem to be looking like straight down into the water. But yeah, Lovak, Brodus and Cathbad, as you're sort of looking a little bit more intently out, yeah, you start to spot signs of wildlife such as deer and rabbits like darting through the trees and the underbrush of each side of the river that you're looking at. But as you're traveling upriver for a few hours, you suddenly begin to notice signs of heavier activity. The ground, let's see, Cathbad, you first notice this. You notice the ground seems to be a bit pressed, and what appears to be tracks on the riverbank, along with what looks to be like a makeshift raft perhaps, or a barge that's just been sort of placed there, along with various scattered objects. But Cathbad, Lovak.
Oh, I didn't roll.
Oh, that was your perception check before, was it?
Yeah. Sorry, I'm just staring at the water this whole time.
Lovak and Brodus, and then that's on you. You see these signs.
Watch out, guys.
What's up, Lovak?
I think there's some activity on the shore there. seems out of place.
Is it pirates?
Well, I'm not sure. Wouldn't know.
What sort of range is it?
So this you're just seeing on the banks of the river. So it doesn't seem like anything that's been concealed or hidden.
How wide is the river?
Quite wide at this point. So at least 50 meters wide.
Sound
Is it-
feet.
Is it on the side of the ranges?
150.
Or on the side of the,
So
Iron
it's on the
Hills?
side of the Iron Hills.
Okay, it's probably what the goblins and bugbears used to cross the river to get to the Iron Hills to launch their attack. This may be a good point to get off.
Could we like sabotage it if we get off, and could we take away their platform to escape?
Could do.
And I have just sent a handout in the WhatsApp
Oh.
group, but I will put it on here because it was one of those things I run out of time and I didn't end up transferring it over. But I'll put it on for the benefit of the stream after the break. But yeah, you don't see those ground signs, but just trying to give you a perceptive visual of coming up this river, which is quite wide, although it doesn't seem extraordinarily wide on that picture.
How much further were we planning on traveling? Because you say about getting off, but is this getting off very early?
I'm not sure how intelligent these people are, but if they're getting off here, is it not the optimum place for them to launch their attacks from? They're not going to come down here, cross the river here, and then go further east, are they? If they're going to attack Ironwater, they're going to come off here and then travel west.
That makes sense to me.
And as you're discussing, Althea is already looking out and she jumps to the other side and notices the signs of activity and says, this is probably as good a place as any to jump off. That's definite
Right.
activity of goblins and bugbears right there for you, so you might want to go follow that.
Very astute of you, Captain.
Well, I've been up and down these waters a few times, haven't I?
15 years, Broderson was telling us.
15 years. And on the lake for 30.
You don't look a day older 32.
I started when I was 8, so...
Right then. Vanguards, are we ready to go?
Looking forward to getting back on the firm ground, Trent. No matter
So you
what
know
we might
the
face.
tuck and roll technique yet?
No.
I
Does
know
it know
to
any
do a power
techniques?
bomb. Yeah.
How deep is the river here, would you guess?
Well, you see this vessel's flowing up there quite easily, so don't worry, your feet won't touch the ground.
Fantastic. And assuming
can all
I have
swim,
all my
right?
belongings, I run and jump off.
You were actually going to moor and let us get off that way, right? We're not jumping off.
No, there's no stopping.
Okay,
Come on
jump off.
in, it's nice and warm. You can hardly taste the rust.
Yeah, I jump in.
And there's go on. Sorry, Loa.
I've got some rope with a grappling hook tied to the end of it. How far away from the shore are we?
Well, you're at the center of the river, so you're probably around 20 feet 20 meters. Sorry, from the shore. But as Grizz jumps off, she does say to Rodders, "Right, pull her up to the side."
Oh. I obviously didn't hear that, but yeah.
I haven't jumped off yet because I'm scared to, so I'm still on the.
She doesn't stop the boat, but you start to see the boat now start to drift slightly, and it slows down, which gives you time to crawl down if any of you would like to the side of the vessel, and land yourself in the water rather than jump in the water.
Yes, please.
Yeah, it's quite whatever the quiet option would be. So I guess that.
So yeah, as Drent and Grizz are about 50 meters behind you now as the boat has drifted further up the river. You start to see Lovac, Cathbad and Broderson. Broderson, I assume. Sorry, what are you doing?
On the boat.
You're staying on the boat. You just see Lovac and Cathbad, climbing down the side of the boat and planting themselves in the water.
Just keep your head down, Cathbad.
So while you're all in the water, Broderson, are you just gonna stay on?
Gonna go check out the galley.
Cool. So Althea tells Rodders, pull it back up then, as the drift starts to come back and the sails catch the wind again, the boat starts to travel upriver.
Just gonna pilfer any ingredients that I can from the galley and then run back off and dive overboard.
Okay, so as you're down in the galley, you bump into Dorian, who's there preparing various drinks and stuff, and little nibbles of food. What would you like to do?
Yeah. Do you have any supplies? Food. I need food quickly.
I'm not sure. All right. You got time for a joke first?
Just food.
There's some boar meat.
I'll turn around and motion towards my backpack. Put it in.
All right. And do you want to give a persuasion check?
Ooh.
Maybe you can put this one in here, like one boar leg, but it's like, I don't think Althea will be too pleased if I give away all of our supplies. It costs money.
Put it in.
I can't.
I roll an intimidation check.
How are you intimidating?
Just kind of getting into his face a bit and...
Sure, go for it.
Ooh.
Alright. You look like somebody who doesn't like my jokes. Take whatever you want. It's on you, not me.
So I grab the boar meat and anything else lying around?
There's some various vegetables and some fresh like herbs. So you had a bit more of the sort of dry herbs before, but this you got like fresh parsley, fresh whatever. Herbs are suddenly exiting my mind as I'm talking through this.
Tarragon.
Tarragon.
Dill.
Tarragon. Exactly. Dill.
Cinnamon.
Basil. So
Oregano.
So
Eggplant.
motion
That's the third one.
motion for him to stuff it in the pack and then
and some
run
eel.
I grab the eel and run with it as the boat is pulling off and jump over the edge. Run
Do you want to give
straight.
me a sleight of hand check?
Eels are slippery.
Oh.
Natural one.
So as you come back up onto the main deck and go to jump off the boat, you put your hand on the side and the eel squirts out and hits Rodders on the face. And he said, "Ah! Get off our boat!" As they suddenly hear him like sailing away in the background. It's like, "Open the cannon ports!"
And then paddle as quick as I can.
"We'll charge the guild for that one." Yeah. Doesn't seem to be a too pleased the Rodders. But yeah, you jump off into the water. But as you've done that and the eel slipped out of your hand, you also lost your grip. And you do face plant the water. And you take
Emotional damage.
4 points. 4 points of emotional damage.
That should be a damage type, right? Emotional damage, definitely. Yeah.
My pride.
I'm assuming since the last time we played.
You've had
yeah.
a long rest,
A long rest.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're full HP. But minus 4
Guys,
now.
where's Broderson gone? Why hasn't he jumped off with us? That ship's at least 200 meters away now. Where is he?
As it's sailed around a bend as well, and a little sort of hill has sort of obscured your view now as well.
Okay, someone did tell him to get off the boat with us, right?
Yeah.
No.
Thing is, given he goes missing all the time, would it be sensible for us to go looking for him?
No.
We're in a bit of danger here. I don't think we've got time.
Yeah. But at the same time, he's got new knives, and I want to see them in action. So, I'm conflicted.
What I want to see next is around the corner, running up the shore, is Bilbo Baggins with his what's it called? His contract and all that. But he's running up with his eels. I guess we wait a minute, see what happens.
Stay hidden.
Yeah. So the rest of
Good
you
idea.
manage to swim out of the river and back onto the... I'm assuming you're all going to the eastern side of the shore, where the ground sign is of activity.
South, yeah.
So the south side, well, the eastern,
Yeah.
yeah, the south-
Starboard.
yeah, southeastern side. Yeah, and you make your way onto the land. Whilst, who knows where Broderson is at this point in time. But with that, we will take our mid-session break. And we can all figure out what to do, or you can all figure out what to do when you come back. So we're going to take our mid-session break. So we'll all be back in, let's say, within the next 7-8 minutes, so 5-2 at the latest.
Okay.
Sweet.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Cool. See you all shortly. Bye. Yeah, so welcome back everyone. We just had our mid-session break as we rejoin our adventurers as they've just made their way up the first part of the Rusty River, and as some of the adventurers have looked to the shore, they've noticed some potential sign of goblin and bugbear activities. So in various ways or fashions, you've all jumped off the boat, except for Broderson, who is slightly more delayed, unknown to the rest of the group, further up the river. But that's where we'll rejoin everyone as you've just made your way to the eastern side of the shore. Sort of brush yourselves off. As Broderson, likewise for you, just a little bit further up river. So we'll start with the main part of the group first as we enter a split party mode.
I don't like that split party mode. Just Broderson in one split.
Is yeah, is what do we do about? I don't see Broderson anywhere.
He knows where we are. He's probably just right behind us somewhere, so to speak. I mean, he's going to be heading over here, right? We'd hope.
I didn't see him jumping off.
I mean, do we want to go back to the boat or just wait for him? He normally turns up when we least expect it.
No, I think we have to head off.
Just to try and make this a bit easier, my intention is to run and catch up with the group. So I know they're going to be downstream a bit, so or upstream.
Okay, so as you all start questioning where Broderson might be, you see a figure start to come running down the edge of the river around this little hillside that seems to have cropped up, that just obscured the boat from view, and you see it's Broderson.
There he is.
Oh, that was easy enough.
All is well. Broderson, we're over here, I shout out, and then I realise that we supposed to be quiet and sneaking.
Guys,
Sorry, Lovak, as soon as I said it.
How
I'll be
quiet
quiet
and
now.
sneaking do we need to be? Is it worth me casting some stealth spells on us at this point?
How long do they last for, Cathbad?
We can pass without trace for up to an hour, as long as I keep my focus.
That doesn't sound like a bad idea, does it?
Are we going to be? If we're doing stealth checks, it'll help us out. And it means we can't be tracked. But I don't know if if they're laying an ambush or anything. It won't make any difference.
we need to know where they are.
I mean, should I just cast it anyway, just to be safe?
Yeah, can you cast it again later if we need it?
If I've got a slot at that point, then I mean, yeah.
Is anyone good at tracking or looking at these footprints and seeing how long ago they were maybe put here?
That sounds like a Lovak thing, right?
I could take a look, yes.
It might give us like a time frame of how long ago people passed you, is what I was thinking. So.
Anybody keeping a sort of general observation on the area right now?
Yes, definitely.
Lovak, do you want to give me a perception check, please?
23.
Beyond the northern banks of the river, there's some deep brush. So there's lots of foliage, underbrush, trees, and you see some rustling.
We may have contact up ahead on the north bank.
Oh,
Let's
what
see
should we do, Lovak?
Let's see if we can stay hidden and maybe creep up the flank. Did you cast pass without a trace?
Yeah, I've cast it. It's in the chat. So it's plus 10 to any stealth checks now.
Maybe we can sneak around.
Upon hearing this, I'm gonna put my hand onto my boar's horn, I believe it's called, and I'm going to cast Gift or Lackby on myself.
Oh,
It lasts for 8 hours, so it's.
Okay. Remind me,
What-
what does that do?
what was that, Trent?
Just plus. Oh yeah, you have it on your ring, don't you? I just cast a spell that makes me a little bit more alert in case we run into any trouble. And it lasts for 8 hours, so it's not really wasted if I use it now.
Makes sense. I did that too, right?
Yeah, it would be a very good idea for you to use it now, Lova.
When it makes you alert, does that mean you can't be surprise attacked?
No. It adds 1d8 to your initiative. That's all.
1d8 to initiative.
Yeah. It was my monologue and thinking, how would you portray this in game? A bit more quick with your reactions.
That
I'll
isn't
add
a sign of things to come, by the way.
I'll have a +8 to my initiative as well, please.
D8 it is, yeah. You have to roll a D8.
Oh, okay.
Cool.
Yeah.
So as you start to see this rustling in the bushes, the opposite side, what are you doing, Novak? Other than casting Gift of Alacrity from your ring, neck,
Yeah,
whatever it is.
whoa. That's,
Stone.
yeah.
Start sneaking, shall we?
Yeah, follow me. And we'll head up, kind of sneaking through, the whatever is on the banking, some sort of bushes. I mean, I'll go first, so if they're behind me, I'll kind of go through a bush, and it'll be easier for them because of my larger size, larger frame.
Yeah, you already notice. So if you're already looking to move away, you've seen the ground already pressed, as I'd mentioned, from where, I guess other people or goblins, bugbears, etc. have come down here. The creatures have come down here. As I mentioned, you've seen like that makeshift barge and sort of scattered objects, which, as you've looked around, seem to be like discarded weapons, like eroded weapons and animal bones and stuff, as if perhaps food has been eaten. But you see tracks head off into the Iron Hills as well, between the foliage, again almost pressed as if not a natural trail, but enough activity has gone through to create a new bespoke trail.
I think maybe we follow this, but carefully. Don't just watch out for ambushes.
And as you're talking about this, you do your scuttling, and you are familiar with this sound, Lovak, of like goblins, but further in the distance, like to the other side of the bank of the river.
Did you hear that? I just heard some goblins.
There we go.
They're on the other side.
What do we do now?
If they're on the other side of the river, they won't be able to ambush us, will they?
So they're on the Goblin Rangers side, yeah?
About 200 feet away.
Okay.
You would imagine from the sounds, Lovak.
200 feet away. Wow.
200, yeah.
I think we should get a move on then, and maybe take a look back in a couple of 100 meters to make sure they're not coming behind us.
And
Yeah.
just Lovak would know this as well. You would know goblin bows can hit at least 300 feet away.
Freaking heck. Okay. Or range. Yeah, watch out for those bow and arrows. They have a great shot.
I'll deflect them if they do.
Oh, you have a skill that could do that, do you?
Yeah, I have like a natural instinct for deflecting arrows. I'm surprised you haven't seen me do it before, but
Yeah, another time.
As you stood there talking, you start to hear whistles. As arrows start to fill the air from the opposite bank of the river.
Oh crap!
What, towards us? Did we not stealth well enough?
We rolled, did we?
We didn't get a chance to start stealthing, did we?
Oh.
We didn't roll initiative or anything, so
It's just-
so I will 1 sec.
Quick, find cover, I guess.
It'll take them forever to cross the river. How far away are we from, the first mountain then, so we can get the other side of it to get out of the way, to get away from them?
Yeah, you're already quite shrouded, and there are dense foliage, as I said. Where Lovak's looking, it's a path that's been trodden through dense foliage that has existed before, but it's quite clear that a lot of movement has gone through there.
Yeah.
So there's no
I'm
natural
thinking
paths here. It's not like going up the
Yeah.
mountains in the Brecon Beacons.
What I'm thinking of, because obviously if they're 300 feet or 200 feet away from us, the other side of the river and up the road a bit, if we are going, because we want to go south anyway, if we just leg it, like I was thinking we could just outrun them and just get away from them because they'll never catch us really. And
Yeah.
obviously once we're out of their line of sight, we're safe from arrows at least for a few minutes. And they won't be able to track us, hopefully, because of Cathbad's spell.
Yeah, and at this point, anyway, you just heard some arrows rain into the air, and they hit the other side of the bank.
Oh, okay.
So they hit your side of the bank, sorry, but away from where you are.
Sorry. I thought you meant they were actually hitting us. That's why I got confused.
Well, they might be aiming for you.
Yeah. So I think we need to get out of here.
Yeah, and you're right about the track as well. Unless these goblins have somehow learnt magic, they won't be able to know where we've gone. Let's get moving. I don't fancy becoming a pincushion today.
This way, and yeah, I think we want to go to the Ironwater Hills, right? Iron Hills. Yeah. So we'll head towards those, but maybe off the beaten track, so we're more concealed.
Yep.
If we take a new track, we'll be easier to track, won't we? If we create a new, I think we should stick to their path.
We can't be
So
tracked
just
anyway.
to be clear, it'd be difficult terrain if you were moving through a new set of terrain.
So is this path like clear? Can they clearly see us?
Yeah, it's within foliage. It's so if you went down it, they're not going to see you. Sorry if that wasn't clear.
Okay, cool.
They're the other side. It's very far for them as well. They're just randomly firing over to the other side of the river.
Yeah, let's just get down the track, and then we'll probably move out of range then, I suppose.
I mean, you can fire back. I'm just not going to do initiative because it'll get a bit tedious.
What's the range? Like 200 feet? I can't do anything with that.
It's too far, yeah.
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 Wait, Fireball had it. Oh no, wait, I don't have Fireball. Do I? That was Orca.
Oh, wow.
This way. Yeah.
Cool. So you're all gonna party order?
I'll go up front.
I'll go behind Lovac.
So
Yeah, I don't mind. I'll go in the middle.
I'll pick up the rear then, I guess.
Caspar, Drent, and Broderson as he's seemingly the one that's being targeted, yeah? As he's slightly further behind you.
Yeah, bro, this end that's being shot.
So Broderson's like waving. By the way, does a 17 hit you, Broderson? Okay. As you take an arrow to the knee.
We're tired already.
Take, that was a bad roll. 3 points of damage as an arrow just slices past your shoulder as you see the rest of the group running off through the foliage. So you follow? Excellent. Okay. So yeah, as you move your way from the shores or from the river and into the Iron Hills, the ground beneath you quickly starts to become more rugged and difficult to traverse as the loose rocks and uneven terrain begin to slow your progress. As you slowly move from peak to peak, sort of following the tracks, which is that what you're doing?
Yeah, I think so, right?
Yeah. The rolling hills just seem to sort of carry on for miles ahead of you, and the air here is a bit sort of dry and dusty, and the sort of gusting winds that you sort of experienced while on the river just seem to carry a smell of iron and earth. But after some hours of traveling through the hills, you see the light begin to fade as the sun starts to drop behind the Iron Hills, or behind the Goblin Ranges, sorry. And with it, strangely, the gusting wind as well. So, in this moment, everything suddenly becomes quieter. As the light fades away from you, the wind drops off. The
Feel
light
like
fades.
chill now. You all still see?
I can. Over. Do you know how far away we are from them by these tracks? Can you tell how long ago someone walked them?
Give me a moment. I'll try. Shall I roll survival?
I've no idea.
Yeah, so the light has pretty much started to fade now, so you're in almost the twilight of the evening. And I was just trying to find some more appropriate music.
It's funny, Lovak, since I drank that herb or whatever it was from Elder Willana, I've found that I can see in the dark. Maybe we should all take a drink of it the next time we see her.
I still don't know about that because it messed you up for a very long time, Trent.
It really did.
Can you see those bats up ahead?
I can, yes.
You can?
Bats? Where?
Just over there, can't you see it?
No.
They're about 50 to 60 feet away.
That's what I was looking for. That's remarkable.
It is.
You have the sight of a bugbear now, Trent.
Ah, that's interesting. I'll use my keen bugbear eyes then. While I'm at the back.
Let me look into them.
I would assume they look completely different to yours.
They're still human eyes to me.
Okay, that's better.
These trails, they fresh, Mike?
Yeah, they look pretty fresh to you. So you would imagine that there's been some activity here recently. So apologies if I missed it while I was sorting out the music there. As the light has begun to fade, some of you can see in the dark, right? So some of you can't, but are you taking any action to light the way ahead of you?
I think not.
We're covered.
I think you should just have one
At
in the
the
front,
front.
one at the back, yeah, and just stay
Yeah.
between us.
Yeah. Should we do the old rope technique again?
But even if they just hold the rope though, yeah, don't tie yourselves with it. Just hold the
Yeah.
rope.
Just hold her up, yeah.
Yeah.
There's no
Okay.
blizzard this time. So
Okay.
yeah, just follow me.
So, as the environment around you now becomes just a lot quieter, and pretty much all you can hear beneath you now is the rustling of the foliage beneath your feet. The wind has completely dropped. The light has faded. You hear strange sounds far in the distance.
I'm gonna have a peek. Any campfires, something like that.
But this is like really far in the distance. You couldn't make out how close they were, but it's just these weird screeches and scowls.
Goblins, or they weird to Lovak too?
Part of you feels they could be goblin-like, but they are not. They're screechy, but not goblin screechy.
Sound like goblins with a cold.
Did we skirt around them? Doesn't sound like it's the camp.
And they actually are coming from the region almost as you've come from. The distance, like is echoing around the mountains and the hills, so it's very, very hard to gauge where these sounds are coming from. However, they don't sound like they're coming from in front of you.
If they echo as well, I guess we don't know the numbers.
Let me know if they're getting louder. We may need to duck off the road a bit and hide.
Yeah, we'll stop to listen.
If they're some sort of winged creature, I was thinking.
Anyone hear that?
Most of you probably would have heard it.
Like, does it happen again so we can gauge like if it's coming closer or?
Oh, they just sound far in the distance. Even as you're hearing them now, you can't tell that they're coming closer. But they sound horrifying.
Would any of us have any inkling of what they might be, or?
Given all of your backstories, no.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't know what I was asking, because I definitely wouldn't. But I think we need to... I don't know what to do.
We
Well-
keep moving.
Yeah, we definitely
Yeah.
need to
Wrong
move it.
direction.
Keep moving. Trent,
Yeah.
you just keep a keen eye behind us.
I will. Keep an eye out to see if they're coming in our direction. And so I'm gonna pick up the end of the rope because I wasn't holding the rope because I can see, and I'm gonna let them, pull me while I'm looking backwards. Keep me around.
Okay.
Let's go.
So you continue to travel forward, and you probably only travel for another about 10-20 minutes or so, as you see a flicker of light and smoke
Here we go.
rising from what may appear to be a large campfire, some 500 meters or so ahead. And the terrain for those sort of yellow vat few at the front, I know you can't see too far, but you can mainly make out like it's quite hilly and scarred with like rocky outcrops, and they're much like you've been walking through these trees and foliage littering the hills around you. But you see a camp around 500 meters or so ahead, and I will give you a handout just to kind of give you a visual. That didn't come up, did it? Should do it. There you go.
Yep, it's coming through now.
Yeah.
Cool.
These are some really, really nice images.
So we up 11, like up above them, or you think?
So you're actually not coming from the angle, funny enough, that this photo was taken from.
We're coming
or
from the one behind.
this art is coming from. You're coming from more behind. So when I say there's rocky outcrops, you seem to have a view from the northern part. So you're coming down from the backdrop of that image that you see
That's
there.
perfect, isn't it? That's really perfect for us.
Wait, is one of those tents on fire?
They will be when we're done.
Looks like, doesn't it?
It's not.
Okay, right.
That's the fire elemental that's there with them. It's behind the tent. It's a big fire elemental. Novak, before we go in, do you know if you want to kill their leader or if you want to talk?
It's a good question. What do you think?
You know them better than any of us, Novak. If you want, you can decide when we get there, but...
Actions always speak louder than words.
Okay, so assume it's not someone you're attached to, then we'll go in with the aim of killing them, I think.
I've left that life behind, so let's do it.
Do you have much in the way of family that could be there, Novak?
No, my mother left when I was younger, and my father figure, I never knew my father, by the way, but my father figure, he also left, so it was just me. I was part of this clan, but we had our disagreements. Now you're my new clan.
We don't have disagreements, do we?
Well, not often, right?
Not like that.
Just about what we eat, but
That's it.
getting used to that.
Cathbad, is there much time left on your spell?
Well, how long have we been walking for? Doesn't feel like it. I think we've got time.
I was going to say, sounds like about 30 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah.
You've probably been traveling around 4 or so hours now through.
Oh,
Wait, you said it was 8 hours?
No, it's 1 hour.
It's 1 hour.
Oh yeah, yours is definitely gone. Yeah.
Okay, so we're no longer veiled in shadow.
Okay, I think we may need that again.
You didn't do it before. Did you do it when we stopped, when the light had gone? Or did you do it before?
No, I did it like pretty much as soon as we got off the boat. So.
Yeah, you've been traveling for a good 4 or 5 hours since then.
Yeah. Okay, fair.
Let's.
I think
I can cast it again if we're desperate, but
I think we
might not
do,
be.
Unfortunately. If
You want to use it again?
Stealth in there, yeah, because
That's fine. That's fine.
if you don't mind.
No, that is absolutely fine.
Should we stop, have a snack, and just conjure up a plan?
I was gonna, because what I was gonna say is, it's nighttime, and 60% of our team can't see very well at night.
But you'll be able to see down there with the fires, though, right?
Yeah.
Especially with our tent on fire.
They're on fire. It's just really bad light perspective.
Nah, should have gone with a fire elemental, man. That really would have shit us up.
Cathbad, you know how you can like summon things to send messages?
Right.
You're right. You can't like make like a bird or something drop a small vial, say a vial of black powder onto a campfire by any chance, can you?
Let me read the small print. I mean, let me think about that one.
I mean, it's kind of sending a message if you think about it, right? They're quite smaller vials, you know. Just thinking of options here.
So as you're discussing this, you hear again. In the distance, but they sound closer than they were before. Still some distance away.
I I can't do that, Grizz, but I can do. I can use my wild shape to create a familiar, or I can conjure some sort of fey creature that might be able to do the trick.
Just because we obviously need a plan, right? I'm just thinking of options. I'm not saying that's definitely what we do.
I can't do the fey creatures because I'm going to be concentrating on the stealth spell. So,
Okay.
The wild shape though.
So as you continue to talk and figure out the screeches, you see activity move a little bit more in the camp, and they start to fuel the fires. The fires start to get a little bit brighter. While Grizz and Cathbad are discussing, what would the rest of you?
Do we know? Do I know why they would be doing that?
You wouldn't.
Okay.
But do you want to give me a perception check? Also, have you moved up closer to the camp? Are you getting? So
I
we've
think we're
said
still
you're
500 feet away, right?
Okay, so you can start to see the light coming from the depression of the image that you can see there, right? But you're elevated behind. So you're staying still well out of sight, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So right now you can't really observe any activity other than lights getting brighter. Ryan, you're muted.
I think whatever's... If we did around too long, whatever's behind us may sandwich us in between the two.
We
So
don't
I
want to
think
give
if
our position away either, do we?
Yeah, so I think if we're going in, we need to go in soon.
I could summon a goat to walk in with the black powder.
I mean, that would create a lot of confusion, wouldn't it?
I think it would also put them on alert though, right?
Yeah, I mean, it would be a waste of the spell slot you just used if we go in that explosive.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we do that one day, though, Cathbad, right?
The old goat gunpowder trick.
Yeah, goat powder, yeah.
The old one too. Yeah, okay.
Love it.
I actually haven't cast that spell yet, so we're definitely going stealth, right? Let me pop that in the... Where is it? Oh, it's in the trees.
Do we want to wait for our friends to cause this attack on the other front, or not?
I think it's very difficult to coordinate it with them now.
Hmm.
They might not even be there. Might be, a day's march behind, or they could have already got here. That's why these tents on fire.
Job done.
It's actually a bunch of dwarves sat
Sorry,
around the
man.
campfire.
Yeah.
The goat's going to blow up the dwarves.
Is Brodeson's with us now, though? Yeah, he's caught up and everything, yeah?
Yeah.
I just literally rolled a natural 1, so I'll let you make of that how you wish.
I think we go in now. Quick and fast.
Let's do it.
Okay, yeah. Brodeson, do you have any thoughts?
Use the shadows. They'll never see us coming.
Wise words.
But Drent's probably deathly afraid of the shadows now after his experience last night.
I mean, we are shrouded in a magical shadow now, but just... so...
Just try not to draw
Gonna have to
attention to it,
cope.
Kev.
Only if they start talking to me again, Grizz.
Okay. Okay, so stealthily approach and let's see if we can get a bit closer and get a bit more of a sense of what they're about without getting detected. Is that the plan then, yeah?
Yep.
do it.
As we start moving, if we do see the tents somewhere similar to obviously how the image of the camp is, I'd like to just whisper to Lovak and say, which one would the leader be in? Can you get us there?
The biggest one, I guess.
Well,
I gotta ask you. You were the expert, right?
let me move you onto the map. It might help make things a little clearer. So, as I said, you were almost at the opposite end of there. So, are you gonna sort of get a closer look? Is that the intent, or are you gonna?
Yeah, but
Barge
we can't
straight
like, walk. Yeah, we can't walk in blindly. We need to like sneak, so we'll see what we got in front of us. Lovak can, hopefully guide us and say, "Follow me, come this way." Pause,
Emphasis
wait
on
for the guards. Yeah, emphasis on stealth, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
or a goat running with gunpowder.
Plan
I
B,
mean,
you're right.
we can always plan B it, right?
The pass without trace is on the goat as well, right?
I don't think so, because it's everyone in 30 feet of you when you cast it. So I've already cast it.
Next time then we'll get the goat up first.
The guy doesn't need to pass without trace. He's just running straight in there and blowing shit up, you know?
Every time you say goat, I'm thinking Leo Messi as well. It's
Yeah.
funny for me.
I haven't seen Leo Messi in Creydor, so unfortunately he's not on my wild shape list.
He's a level 20. Was it?
So yeah, you can hopefully see your characters now and part of the map. So you're in quite an elevated position.
It's a good position.
Yeah.
So you get to look down at the camp. So you can see that there's two campfires lit. So one a little bit closer to the mountain, which you can see there's like a handful of goblins around the campfire.
Any school friends down there?
Yeah, your brother. And there's a larger campfire which seems to consist of some bugbears and hobgoblins that Lovat you would definitely know.
I'd recognise them. So you mean?
Yeah, so there's more goblins around the smaller campfire, and there's hobgoblins and bugbears, and actually one. Give me a perception check.
24, like that.
24, and you can tell there is one goblin, but he looks a little bit bigger than the rest of the other goblins.
So just 7 who we can see at the moment.
Yeah.
There's got to be more of them.
Do you still think sneak into the leader's tent is the best option?
Why? What about waiting until they all go to sleep and then we can just walk in, slice their throats, etc.
I think these may be the guards while everyone else is asleep.
What? People guard when other people sleep? That's absurd.
I was going to say something, but your way of doing it has been working so far.
Yeah.
Do you reckon we could kill those first 3 smaller goblins before the others notice? Or are we just gonna? We're gonna go for the big boy straight away still.
Who can speak goblin?
Ooh,
Me.
No.
Not me.
Unless
So close.
maybe Broderson could maybe put some laxatives in their tea or something, and they all go to the toilet. Take them out there.
So
Put explosives in the fire just on the edge, wait for it to blow.
I mean, I'm always up for that. I bought extra black powder,
Just consider it's definitely more than 7, yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
So Lovat, not only can you see things, you can hear things as well, and you're because you speak Goblin, you can hear them talking beneath you. You can't hear the further campfire, but you can hear the 3 goblins, and you get a general sense of fear as they're talking, and
it's not safe here. Why are we here? We should go somewhere else. But where do we go? The boss. I don't think Grupan should lead us anymore. Yes, Grupan, he's a waste of space. Shh, don't speak too loud. They'll hear us. Grupan is weak. The shadow creatures, they're gonna kill us all under his command. He sent us here on a fool's mission. A fool's mission.
And just general chit chat like this.
I think they have a doubts of the leader, Grupan. I think they might follow a new leader if the opportunity arises. So
I think Plan A sounds even better then. If we go out and we take out the leader.
Fair enough. How do we get around these smaller guys then?
Is there a path to the east and around behind that big tree? If that's where the
we could just take our chances. Yeah.
Any distraction ideas other than a goat?
Oh, come on! In fact, that was my distraction idea.
The stealth checks might.
Yeah,
the stealth might help.
It's dark. Obviously, they might hear them screeching. You know, we've got magical enhancements to get us past it all. I think we're about as well equipped as we can be, and we just need to try and quietly make our way around there with your guidance, Lovak.
I think
so
we
wherever
stealth.
you think the boss's tent is.
We stealth through this part, right, or something like that, and come around in there, or do we explore around that side?
There. Yeah,
see what's around there.
Down there, yeah. If that's where, obviously Dredd doesn't know where the leader would be, but he's hoping Lovak would.
Behind this rock, yeah.
Yeah, even behind the rock would be even better.
And as you're talking again, you hear those strange screeches that sound, otherworldly, and you can definitely feel that they are not goblin-like now to you, Lovak, as you just yet.
Can the goblins hear it as well? Are they reacting to it?
And as this screech gets closer, you hear the goblins beneath you, Lovak, just start to panic.
Quick! Fuel the fires! Fuel the fires! But more wood!
And as that happens, the one of the hobgoblins,
you filthy little creatures! Stop being so afraid!
As one of the hobgoblins shouts from the larger campfire and throws something at them. As they do, however, seem to be more alert. As you now see them sort of standing ready with their weapons around the campfire.
So,
Interesting.
I've got an idea. If I was to stay somewhere in the region that we're at and be ready to chuck a thing of black powder into this fire as a distraction, would that be a good thing? Because I can easily catch up. I've got really high, acrobatics and movement and all of that, so I could easily catch back up with you. But it would give us a plan B option.
As a plan B, yes, but just remember, if distraction makes a noise or anything, it could wake up all the tents.
I'm just thinking if it goes really, really badly on the stealth, I'm hoping we won't need to use it, but I've got the idea in my head now that I might get to make an explosion.
I can tell that. But let's stick to plan A. It's going to work fine, but we need to go soon before we do actually get seen just by standing here for too long.
Okay.
I'm happy to go down. Let's take our chance on these stealth rolls.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do it.
Just
Yep.
to add, and I won't do it with voiceovers, but Lovat, the general feel you've got from the shouting in the camp is there's actually a lot of fear, which you find unusual for goblins, bugbears. You know, they're quite front up, you know, direct. But there does seem to be a bit of an air of fear around the camp. And actually, where you saw the hobgoblin and bugbears trying to main command around the fire, you've seen them really perk themselves up to the point where some of them are starting to head towards the tents.
They're afraid of something. Can't tell what exactly. Maybe they knew Dread was coming. But
I think if we either have to go now and attack now, or if we hang around too long and dally, I think whatever's out there is going to get you, and it's going to happen the same time as we are here, and then we're going to have to fight on two fronts.
Let's go. I'm happy to go.
let's do it. On my lead.
Hey, right behind you, Lovat.
I go at the rear.
Just noticed I got some health missing from my token. Hold on.
Oh yeah, your tokens have been
Okay.
copied, so
I
you
can't
need
click
to
on
change
mine.
them.
Like,
Alright.
So they have. What did I put in that third bar? I don't remember.
You should be able to access yours. Let me redo it.
I can now, yeah. Totally didn't have it on the wrong icon.
Of course, you can click Brodeson's as well, so I'm going to get rid of that. So one thing I'll say is the camp is on alert.
Sneak is the plan. Let's do it. We trust in our
let's do it.
abilities.
Yeah.
If we don't go now, we're going to end up not going at all.
Okay, so yeah, I start to
Same.
sneak down. I guess I just jump down here.
So as you're starting to scry down this cliff face, do you want to all give me a stealth check, please?
Plus 10.
Is it... You got the plus 10 thing going on, yeah?
Yeah.
Have you got pass without trace on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll cast it again.
13 plus 10. 23.
You're never going to fail. Your lowest is 21.
I rolled
Or
a 2
22.
then. It's a 13.
Yeah.
Let's roll a natural one.
Hang on. Trent's got a roll. Come on, Trent.
Yeah, I was just going to say the one, right?
Okay, well, without cheating and being honest, because I've clicked it on the wrong thing. I've clicked it on my character sheet, not on the Beyond thing. And I got a disadvantage roll of a 6 or a 16.
Okay.
Okay. So as you all jump down, Drent, were you towards the rear?
I was last.
Yeah. You just catch a tiny little rock as it drops beside Lovac and past the party, but Lovac just looks up to you. It's like,
Saves me.
but it doesn't make enough sound.
Okay.
Careful,
You all
fellas.
successfully make it down the side of that little hill area. And I'll open up the map a little bit more.
Yeah, I'm behind this rock, but I don't know what's in front that you can see, so I'll stay hidden.
Where are you?
Does
I'm at-
Novak feel like he has a good idea of where the boss's tent is now, from what you can see?
You can kind of see this now.
Oh, so nothing, no new tents. Okay.
Novak, you vanished off my map.
Yeah, I'm actually off the map. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
With the shield.
What was that?
Is
I
the
think
boss
that's a
the red guy
hobgoblin.
with the shield? Oh, okay.
That's
I
what I
don't
was
know.
thinking.
It was my first thought, but I just didn't know. I'm sticking to the RP scenario of I don't know, so I'm hoping he's in his tent.
He looks like the guy. Yeah. I mean, if there was any target we were going to go for, it'd be him, right? But we don't know who's in the tents, right?
Yeah.
Carry on around.
Is this? Okay, yeah, that was me pinging. Is that like
Oh,
what's that? Is that a rock? Is that cover?
It's trees.
Cool.
So I'll maybe give you more of this.
Yeah, we'll kind of stealthily go and run behind this for cover.
Yeah.
As you run up to that, can you give me another stealth check, please, for those who run up to it?
Yeah.
Do it this way this
I was
time.
going to say, because we just run past them, haven't we? Oh yeah.
Go on, Catherine.
First one of those for a while.
What's the lowest there? 23.
22 for me.
Well, plus 10s, remember.
Oh, yeah,
so
yeah.
mine's 11 plus 10
So
for 22.
So, all right. Okay. So yeah, that's all fine. Which is so funny. Okay, so you managed to make it up to there, and I'll just reveal the next part of the map for you.
Okay.
Okay.
I feel like we're approaching from the direction that they're expecting an attack.
Possibly. I was expecting more stuff around here as well. Feels a bit.
Well, this area is kind of closed off, though, isn't it? So this feels like the right way to do this, yeah?
Can we get through this scrub in the middle?
Good
It's-
thinking.
Yeah.
Is 2 large trees and some foliage and some bushes.
Could we chop down the tree, make it fall on top of them? But really quietly.
Right now, all I see is you're on the outskirts of this tree line.
Let's. We can go in to maybe kill this proposed leader.
Which one's the leader, though?
Um,
Which tent is he in? Or is it this guy here?
I think that guy is the leader.
The hobgoblin's the leader. Okay.
From who I can see, that star tent down there looks like if he's second in charge, then the leader will be in there.
Okay. If we just walk right through this real nice open area right here, then, right? If we can just go right through here and into there without being seen, that's great.
Should we go and kill the hobgoblin?
I think it's
Could you-
time.
Could you just peek in one of these tents, go back and see if they are full of people?
Does Broderson want to? I think it was his idea. Do you want to maybe slit open some of the tent to have a look in?
Are you talking and whispering?
Whispering.
Even I'm not shouting, so we know it's serious business.
So I'll approach the tent from behind.
As you pass through there, can you give me a stealth check with disadvantage, please?
But still with a +10.
I think we're okay.
We should do stealth more, right?
All I ever do.
Just trying to figure out this part work. So yeah, fine. Hugh, yeah, you manage to walk through this brush seemingly fine, and you arrive at the back of a tent.
So I'm just gonna take my boning knife and just slice a very small hole, maybe an inch in total, and put my eye to the hole. Just put my finger in a little bit, and
That sounds very risky. If they spot you and they just go, "Oh, what's that eye?" Stab.
As you peer into the hole, you hear and you smell a horrible, like, breathy, stenchy smell hit you in the face as seems to be a bugbear sleeping.
a bugbear. Okay, I'll go back through. And
Can you give me another stealth check as you run through, please, with disadvantage?
20.
Fucking ridiculous.
We're getting your
Yeah.
DM rolls now.
Yeah. So I'll relay to the party that there's a bugbear. Grizz, do you have any of that black powder?
I do, yes.
You poisoned that freaking black powder. We're trying to be stealthily. We're doing something really well.
What do you have in mind, Broderson? Because the team are telling me not to use black powder constantly. You know.
If we can funnel some black powder into the back of the tent and blow the tent, the bugbear doesn't stand a chance.
But it's just one bugbear. There's all the other bugbears that get woken up. Everyone's on high alert. I don't want to use black powder unless it takes out at least those 4 people sitting around the around the campfire at minimum.
Okay, Chris. Okay.
I mean, I like blowing things up, and you are an enabler, right? But do we keep sneaking?
Let's keep sneaking.
They're
How
gonna
confident-
find us
how
eventually.
confident are you? Yeah. How confident are you that that's the boss?
From what I can see, it's definitely the boss. It's a hobgoblin.
Even if he's not, at least he's the biggest enemy we can see, right?
And I think we literally come around here, we check everything had him, try and kill him straight away. And then Novak walks in and as if he owns the place.
Okay, let's get into position. We'll sneak.
You could say that you've been sent by Grupan and that you're you're relieving the old one of command after we've killed him, obviously,
After we've
right?
killed him, yes.
I'll
After we've killed him.
I'll try, but my charisma skills are not so great.
That's
He'll be
never
dead.
done me any harm,
He'll
Lova.
be dead, it won't matter. Broderson, I think there's something really cool you can do if you get him as well and they're surprised.
What's that, gent?
Just get ready to go to kill him.
Come on, person, follow me.
Yeah.
Sorry, I realised I hadn't put a grid on there either, so there you go. There's a grid.
So we're all lining up to take a good shot at this guy.
For everybody who's moved, so Broderson, Grizz, can you both give me a disadvantage stealth check, please?
Is it disadvantage still?
Mm-hmm.
'Cause it was disadvantage before because we went through the scrub, wasn't it?
Still disadvantage yet.
Oh, I'm fine. I still got 29.
You're both fine.
I moved as well. Do you want me to do it?
Yeah, you too, please. yeah, you're fine. Keep going.
31 or 41, yeah.
And there's no problem right now.
I'm gonna do it too. Sorry if it
It's still disadvantage
this.
for anybody who moves from there. Yeah.
26.
Fine, absolutely fine.
Good spell.
I'm not moving. I'm not really. I'll wait.
Go on, Dre.
Absolutely no chance.
So yeah,
Okay.
you've all successfully moved.
Okay.
Can I sneak
Go
up
ambush.
and stab him with Sun Fury now? Oh wait. Does that give me advantage?
It's surprise, right?
Surprise give me advantage? Can't remember.
You
Yeah.
would have to surprise him though, because the stealth check you just done is for something different.
Oh,
You would
I'll
have to
back myself.
Mm.
But you're gonna back
myself, yeah.
yourself. Yeah. Of
Yeah.
course you are. Of course you are.
What if I shouted out surprise right now? Would that work?
Surprise!
I'm just thinking though. So, just to be clear, it does give surprise gives advantage. Yeah,
No
It
idea.
does.
that's cool.
Yeah. So surprise.
So me and
So-
Wilson get our stuff attack. That's what I'm just getting at.
Yeah. And
Basically,
Frozen has a
it's
rule
your
that does something really
dexterity stealth check versus their passive perception, and then they can't move or do anything. Oh, actually, is there advantage?
Yeah, because if it's not, I'm gonna go up real close within 5 feet. So Broderson.
If you're surprised, you can't move or take an action on your first turn of combat, and you can't take a reaction until that turn ends.
Doesn't
So
give you
no,
advantage to the attack.
Doesn't give advantage.
But
no.
but them being unseen by the attacker does. So it's not the surprise condition that gives him it. It's that they can't see you. Means he gets advantage according to my Google search.
I'll allow it
Okay.
for the sake of you've
Was that-
done so well at sneaking up in this camp.
With that information, then I'll sneak up right behind Skeezer within 5 feet.
Broderson's going to do the same, yeah?
I'll move over.
Yeah.
What,
Oh well,
what's
an ally
the-
who's in 5 feet, you get advantage anyway.
No, it's sneak attack him, isn't it?
So, yeah, I mean, like, if one person does it, there's a chance that they fail, so then it messes everything up. So, but if I'm within 5 feet, Broderson will still get his sneak attack damage.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
So
at. What's
are
the
you
tent?
both going in for a surprise attack, not sneak, surprise?
Yeah, I think everyone's going for a surprise attack, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Apart from Dren.
So both of you need to do your stealth checks. This one isn't at disadvantage. This is just a stealth check.
So Grizz and Caspad as well, yeah. I mean, I'm
They
just,
want to.
I might be.
Yeah,
confused.
anybody who's coming in, anybody. Yeah.
Right. Okay,
The
let me just make
surprise
sure I'm
round
clear.
thing- the surprise round thing makes things super complicated. It used to be a lot easier. I don't know why they changed the rules, right? So basically, there's now a first round of combat. If your stealth checks are better than their perception checks, then they can't do anything on the first round of combat. For me, that is just still a first surprise round of combat. So I don't know why they changed it. Anyway,
So-
I'm
So-
not going to join in this. I'm just going to hang back until the fight starts.
Yeah, I was going to say, is the plan? Are we going to try and eliminate everyone sat around that campfire? Is that the plan?
I
Just
thought,
the one guy, isn't it?
yeah,
Or just the one guy?
Yeah,
Right.
just-
Okay. Well, I can be poised. If I can move forward a little bit, and I can be poised to just jump in as needs be. Then, right?
Yeah.
If I were to move to like here or something.
Yeah, I was thinking if Lovak was going to just like assassinate the main guy,
Yeah,
the
so
others
that's
would
what I
then
was
see
thinking.
that, and then the
Yeah.
fight would break out. I'll jump in then.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if we assassinate the main guy first round,
The others will see
Then-
it at that point, and our stealth will probably wear off,
So-
right?
yeah.
So it would have to
But-
be some pretty beefy hits because there is no like assassinate. Just so you know, like you can't just outright
I
kill
know.
somebody.
Unless you have the assassin
As-
subclass.
I was about to say that. You say there's no assassinate, but there is something specifically called assassinate.
Okay, in this campaign, nobody has assassinates.
Well,
Broderson?
someone does. Broderson does.
That's why I brought him in.
Yeah. This is gonna be the first time I'm ever gonna see it as well. It's
Oh,
like, oh my
shit.
god, I hope he doesn't miss.
So if that happens, like theoretically, no fight breaks out, right? Because everyone will go, "Oh shit, Lovak's in charge."
Yeah, that's the plan.
Yeah.
Right, let's go for it.
So roll stealth, both got 17. Oh, 27.
Yeah,
Broderson,
so you
I
both
hope this goes well.
successfully make it up. Yeah. So at this point, I guess we roll initiative for combat. So let me just pull the turn counter up.
Don't you roll initiative for combat after? If you're doing a surprise attack, don't you roll it after?
No, that's how it used to be. Not anymore. This is the first round of combat now.
What do you mean used to be? Like, who's changing rules? What do you mean?
For different
So-
editions of D&D, I think he means.
Yeah, so like surprise attack in this is the first round of combat.
Yeah.
But people can't take action during the first round of combat, whereas I'm sure it used to be you get a free action before combat starts, then you roll initiative. But this time you roll initiative, then people can't take action on their first round. If they're surprised.
Yeah, I'm a bit confused, but sure.
Yeah. Are we all rolling initiative, or is it just those?
Yeah, if you're surprised, you can't move or take an action on your first turn of the combat, so everybody has to roll initiative. Yeah.
Okay, so we roll initiative, right?
Yeah, make sure you click your counters.
Didn't some of you have a D8 plus initiative
Oh,
as well?
yeah.
Yeah.
I need it.
But remember, if you've got surprise, the people who are surprised can't take an action. So this is why I find it confusing.
I got 9.
Broderson.
Sorry.
Get in there.
Go on, mate.
2 nat 20s.
Fight's
I
over, lads.
I can't wait to see this.
Sorry, I'm just rolling. Which is a second. So I think that's everyone. Ooh, there was a good roll. Alright.
Ooh.
So let's go with that, and we'll start the top of the turn
I'm
order.
sorry, I'm not on there. I got 22 as well. I didn't select my character first.
Oh, this is confusing because they got the same tokens as me.
Yeah, sorry, man. Right. So, any character or monster that doesn't notice a threat is surprised at the start of the encounter. If you're surprised, you can't move or take an action on your first turn of the combat, and you can't take a reaction until that turn ends.
Yeah, that does make sense, because then it only affects the person being surprised, so everyone else can attack, but that person misses a turn, right? So
Yeah, but it is
Yeah.
the first round of combat.
just for the first round, that makes sense.
And
Yeah.
ideally, it's not that one person that's surprised; it's the entire people in the camp that would be surprised by us, right?
Yeah, so nobody in the camp has noticed you.
Yeah,
Therefore,
yeah, so
everyone
they
is
would all-
surprised.
yeah.
So they all
Yeah, okay.
fail their first round actions.
Yeah.
Oh, that's all right.
And then a separate rule, which is being unseen by the attacker. So if I attacked someone out when I was like invisible, I would get advantage on that attack because I was invisible, because I was unseen by that character. So being unseen because you're surprised because you haven't noticed them would give you advantage.
It doesn't
According to what I read.
say that in the surprise.
No, it's in a
text,
different
though.
rule. That is no, that's in the unseen attacker or the invisible feature, because obviously you're not seeing them. It's a separate thing that causes it, according to what I read on the internet.
Yeah. I mean, I agree, because technically they haven't seen you coming. So
Yeah.
you surprised them.
Just conscious of time. I'm gonna have to shoot soon.
Yeah, same.
Yeah,
I
this
wanna
is
see
like
your attack.
This is literally the end. So
Yeah, I just
sorry.
want to see Protestant's
Gav,
attack.
appreciate that. So yeah, top of the turn order, and Broderson, do you want to do your attack?
You have
12.
advantage. You have advantage.
Why have you got +0?
Yeah, that can't be right.
It's a 14.
That's 20 there, though.
Yeah, if we roll forever, we can always roll a nat 20.
Oh shit! Sorry, I was trying to work out what was going on with it. Yeah,
you
for
should
some
have +5.
Yeah. And not
Yeah,
+0.
for some
It's
reason-
17.
So it should be 17 then, right?
yeah.
And you're attacking the guy that you and Lovak are behind, yeah?
Yeah.
Misses.
Higher than the 17. With my offhand weapon. Nope.
You get advantage because he hasn't seen you.
Hey.
21 hits.
So I don't think I get sneak attack with the offhand weapon, do I?
You do.
It's
one
first
switch.
attack.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's first attack.
So this.
What was your feature about as well?
It auto crits.
Yeah. So.
So
What's
sorry,
32?
1d4
Just a +1 knife as well from the sharpening, so.
plus the sneak attack crit, right?
Yeah.
So 12, 20,
32, I think it is.
28, 29, 30. 30 plus 13? 43? It's max dice rolls, right?
Yeah, max dice.
So you get
Okay.
4d6 max, you
Yeah.
get 1d4 max, plus your 2 and
Yeah.
your 13, which is 15.
Cool.
Yeah? So you
Yeah,
hit
which is
for
43,
43 in
yeah.
it, yeah.
43 points of damage. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, as this happens, the hobgoblin, as you can see here, releases out a large yelp as you where were you aiming for?
Throat.
Throat. As you manage to catch him on the side of the throat, but you don't manage to kill him. But as this squeal screeches out, you
Could have covered his mouth.
hear the entire camp erupt, but you also hear a squeal from the distance. As you look towards the top of the hill where you once stood looking down at the camp.
Oh no, zoom out.
Was it? What the hell's that?
Oh boy.
And
It's what I saw in my nightmare.
Following you.
And it's not far off what Drent saw in his nightmares. He must have taken a visual from the goblins. But you see these shadow-like creatures peering down over the camp.
Silhouette, I guess.
And we shall end tonight's episode there.
Nice cliffhanger, literally.
Yeah.
Nice.
Going to my notes, so Broderson getting his assassinated off.
Yeah, but great assassination there. That was a big hit. And well done stealthing into that camp. That was awesome.
Passive out of trace. I know it cost him 2 spells, but
Oh,
it was such a good thing.
It's
What
such
level
a
was
good
that?
spell.
Second level.
Second.
Yeah, so I've still
This-
got some spells in the tank.
Some juice.
Such a good spell, and you'll see why I was utterly confused perhaps next session. But really good session, or ended on a nice cliffhanger, like you said.
Yeah, I'm intrigued to see what's going on here with these creatures.
But yeah,
Awesome.
yeah. Finally made it back to shore off the boat. We did get off the boat, Grizz. You thought we were going to be stuck on the boat last session, but we didn't even make it to it. So there we are. We're up on a boat and off the boat in one session. So made up for it. Just want to say a big thank you to all of you for attending tonight's session. And obviously a big thank you to everybody who's been watching us at home. And Olga from Canada. Hi. Nice to see you all. And we'll be streaming again in 2 weeks' time. So that will be the 23rd of May, Tuesday, 23rd of May. And if you have enjoyed what you've seen tonight, whether you're watching this back or watching us live, please do check out Twitch and YouTube channels. All our content is available on there. And if you like what you see, please hit that subscribe button while you are there. We are the Conduits of Chaos, and I just wish to wish you a good night.
Bye all.
Alright, cheers.
Nice one. See ya.